I was nervous I was not gay enough for the community. And I've been with the same woman for 6 years and I'm getting ready to marry her forever. And that is why we don't have straight pride and we never will. Just because something doesn't make sense to you doesn't mean that it's wrong. That was a manifestation of internalized homophobia. Lesbian has a nice ring to it. It is not my responsibility to monitor what people think of me. Hey you guys, it's Abby. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. I really wanted to sit down and do a video for you guys centered around the LGBTQ community. I asked a few weeks ago through the community page on a poll, I asked you guys like what type of content you would like to see from me the most, and people said LGBTQ content, which I kind of already figured. That being said though, I am for sure going to always sprinkle in my like lifestyle vlogs, beauty, health, wellness, because that is a huge part of who I am and I never want to just stop that. That being said though, I'm hearing you guys. I am going to try and focus more so on LGBTQ content for you guys because that's what you want to see. I also think that it's extremely crucial right now during these times to post content like this, hopefully to spread awareness and just kind of push out representation and all of that, because things are really scary right now and a lot of our resources are being stripped away from us and it's horrible. But I think the more that we talk about this and the more we talk about the community as a whole, the people within the community, transgender people, queer people, bisexual, lesbian, all the people within the community, then I think we can just open up more conversations. But for today's video, I really wanted to focus more so on my own personal history with coming out. I actually did a video in the past about things I wish I knew. It was just like a general things I wish I knew. I forget what it was titled, but basically I did talk a little bit about like coming out, my relationship, mental health, but again, that was more so like in general. This is going to be a things I wish I knew before coming out. And I have posted a coming out video. I have posted a few on the topic. There's a bunch of LGBTQ content for you guys on my channel. I also just want to disclaim, I know I'm talking a lot, I just want to disclaim, I'm not the perfect lesbian. I don't know it all. I've been out for almost 7 years now, but that doesn't mean that I've done everything perfectly. Obviously, that's the whole point of this video, is for me to kind of share my mistakes, share my history, share my just life with you guys. I feel like I need to mention that because even our community can be a little bit judgmental sometimes. And hey, I am not blaming anyone because I have judged some people, that is for sure. Renee Rapp is my queer icon and she jokes a lot about, you know, being gay. But I think, like, all jokes aside, I really want this video to be for the people who are, you know, maybe they just recently came out, maybe they haven't come out yet. Maybe you're not even planning on coming out and that's perfectly fine, but I just want to kind of share my insights and hopefully help people feel like less alone. I think this video is also really good for people who are not even in the LGBTQ community. If you consider yourself an ally, I think it's just really good to kind of understand where people are coming from throughout this process, because it can be a lot. It can be overwhelming, it can be stressful, it can be scary, and I think just understanding it a little bit more can kind of progress us all in the right direction. Some of these things I've already kind of touched on within my other videos, but I kind of just want to reiterate some things, and then there's some new things that I haven't really discussed. So the first thing I wish I knew before coming out is that coming out does not make you a different person. For a lot of you, that is just like common sense. You're like, what are you talking about? I think especially people who are not within the community are like, what are you talking about? Like, isn't the whole point of coming out to like be yourself? And yeah, you would think. And it's true. It's like the whole point of coming out is to feel empowered with yourself, feel more confident with who you are. But that's not the case for a lot of people, myself included. And I can't talk for everyone, obviously, because everyone's coming out journey is so different. When I came out, I was nervous I was not gay enough for the community. And I think it was also hard because as a femme gay woman, when you come out especially and you're dating around, you really want to show that you are gay so that, you know, other girlies can sense that on you, and that is a struggle. But I like took it to a level of delusion, and so I like changed my style. I like fed into the stereotypes. The bisexual sleeve roll was my go-to, and I like changed my personality a little bit almost too, which I hate that I did that, but at the same time it's like it's a learning experience. I would just say though that like save yourself the stress and just don't change who you are. It's crazy that when I started to be like myself again and I just kind of accepted, okay, I'm gay. Like, I'm gay, I like women, but like that doesn't mean I have to change anything about myself. Like, I love makeup, I love girly clothes, like that will always be me. Once I leaned into that and I stopped feeding into the stereotypes, I actually met my partner, which we're about to get married. We've been together for 6 years, and if I had not decided to like be myself, I probably would have never met her. She might have not have been attracted to me. Like, you know, same thing, like vice versa. So it's like the right person will come along and they will love you for exactly who you are. It's about like leaning into your power and just like being yourself. And it's crazy. I think also just with time it gets better because I just genuinely am so confident and comfortable with who I am as a femme gay woman. So it's like lean into whatever makes you feel empowered and don't let anyone pressure you into being something that you're not. Second piece of advice, it's okay if you don't know who exactly you are yet. And what I mean by that is when I came out as bisexual because I genuinely felt like I was bisexual. I had grown up obviously dating boys and I knew there was like a physical aspect that I enjoyed about that. I just couldn't get there emotionally ever. And so when I started dating women, I was like, oh, this makes sense. But because I had that like physical attraction to men, it was very confusing. I was like, oh, I'm bisexual. As I've gotten older, lesbian has a nice ring to it. I am leaning more towards that. It's not like it's black or white. Sexuality really is a spectrum. Again, I've been with the same woman for 6 years and I'm getting ready to marry her forever. So that's the only thing that really matters to me. I don't know. I'm feeling lesbian, but like I just like to call myself a gay woman because I feel like that's more general. I don't like to stress about it. I don't think there's a reason to stress about it. A lot of people don't even put labels on themselves, and that's okay. What I'm trying to get at is like don't feel pressure from people to put a label on yourself. And it's interesting because you wouldn't think your own community would judge people within the community, but that is a very common thing. Again, Renee Rapp, our queer icon. It was a somewhat recent video. She said something about how like white lesbians are ruining it for everyone, which is just so funny to me. Like I eat that content up. I think like actually judging someone within your community is like not ever okay. You should never feel judged for like loving who you love. Like that's a whole point of our community. Okay, the next thing is coming out is not just a one-time thing and that I would be doing it over and over and over again. And if you're confused by that, let me explain. I have come out to a lot of different people. I've come out to siblings, my parents, friends. Each time was a unique and different experience. But besides the people in my everyday life who are extremely supportive and loving, I come out on a frequent basis, even still after almost 7 years of being out. Every time I hold my girlfriend, I have not called her that in a while. Every time I hold my fiance's hand in public is me coming out. Every single time I meet someone new and tell them that I am marrying a woman, that is me coming out. Every single time I'm at the doctor's office and they ask me if I'm sexually active and if there's any chance that I could be pregnant, and I have to say, yes, I am, but sis, don't worry. You don't gotta worry about that. No pregnancy here. And then they look at me a little confused and then I have to break it down for them. That is me coming out. And it can be exhausting and overwhelming. And that's why we have pride, right? Because every single day it takes courage to be who you are in a society that is so we're still not there. Like, obviously, society still views same-sex couples, queer people, transgender people as less than. Same-sex couples are not real couples, and that baffles me. And that's why we have Pride, to, you know, celebrate who we are, because it does take a lot of courage to just live our lives, to even just hold our partner's hand in public. I actually saw something on social media and I really want to read it for you guys, because you hear this like, well, why is there no straight pride? Like, what's the point of pride? And it's because, and I'm just gonna read it straight up for you guys. Why isn't there a straight pride? Because every day is straight pride. Being straight was never illegal. No one got kicked out for coming out straight. No one got jailed for being straight. No one has to come out as straight. No one protests straight weddings. There is no straight conversion therapy. No one is killed for being straight. Straight hand holding is safe. No one asks if being straight is a phase. No one outed straight kids, and straight history is not being erased. And that is why we don't have straight pride, and we never will. I have a lot of privilege, and my coming out story was so much easier than a lot of other individuals. And there are still so many people out there who think that they are better off dead than being who they are, which is horrendous. And which is why we need resources like suicide hotlines. I'm gonna try and like reel it back in because I can get very emotional and heated about this subject. The next thing, I wish I knew that I didn't have to explain my sexuality to people. When I first came out, I was very anxious that my friends would treat me differently. I didn't want to upset anyone, and I like just made it very prevalent to them, which this cringes me out thinking now because I would never do this now, but I would tell them like, yes, I like girls, but don't worry, I do not like girls like you know, like you don't have anything to worry about, which is just crazy to me because a straight person never needs to explain themselves to another human. And so like, why would I need to? And also that's just like not how it works. Like, you know, just because you come out as gay or lesbian or whatever it is, doesn't mean that you like everyone of the same sex as you. That's not how it works. And I was just really, I think, honestly, that was a manifestation of internalized homophobia. I think it was like centered around shame and scared of maybe being too much for people. The older I got, the more I realized, obviously, you feel more secure with who you are, and you kind of just tell people to hit the road if they're not going to support you. And thankfully my friends now are like so supportive of me and my relationship. Literally have never made me feel weird at all, never have made me question anything about myself. And that's the type of friendships we love to see. The last thing I'm going to talk about, which is kind of crazy because I actually have so much more that I could talk about. There's so many things regarding like self-love, mental health, like all of that fits into coming out, but this video would obviously be really long, so let me know if you guys want a part 2. But the next thing I wish I knew before coming out was that you are never too much, which is contradicting to my first point, which is when I was talking about how I didn't feel enough for the LGBTQ community. So it's very contradicting because while that was going on, at the same time, I felt like I was being too much for people not within the community. And it just shows like how much I wanted everyone to like me, which obviously as I'm older, I could care less about people liking me because you can't please everyone. No matter what you do, someone is going to have something to say. Someone is going to have something to say about this video I'm making right now. I just have to learn, and I have learned, that it is not my responsibility to monitor what people think of me. It's just, you can't do it. It can't be done. It's also, that's exhausting. And also, it's not my problem or my business, honestly. And again, this is also just like another manifestation of internalized homophobia, of like being scared of being too much. You've probably heard people say, why do they make being gay their entire personality? I've heard people say this, and what's crazy is I've even said this, which I am shameful about, and it cringes me out thinking that I have said that. Even like after coming out, I have said that. Obviously, we live, we learn, we grow, thank God. That was me projecting because I felt insecure of coming across as too much. That's crazy. I really enjoy celebrating who I am. And I mean, even at our wedding, we have pride flags that we are going to make our guests dance with. A theme for our bachelorette weekend is Taste the Rainbow, babe, because it's a Y2K theme batch weekend, and we're all gonna be dressed up in rainbow colors and like repping that. And I love pride festivals. I love like all of that now, and I'm not afraid to share that with the world because it's who I am. And some people don't want to rep all of that, and that is totally okay, but you can't judge the people who do because you don't know what those people have been through and why they are celebrating the way that they do. Like, just because something doesn't make sense to you doesn't mean that it's wrong. And I feel like a lot of people could benefit from that advice. Obviously, me included. Like, I had to learn that. This just comes down to not judging yourself for who you are. That's like the main theme of this video. And I just want to express that if you have come out recently, if you're planning on coming out, or again, if you are not even planning on coming out whatsoever, that is okay. But I am here for you. If anyone needs any sort of love or support, you will always have me. Again, I know times are really scary, but if you feel like you don't have anyone, that is not the case. So just reflecting on these past 7 years, it's been such a beautiful journey for me, but it's also been it was not always easy, and it was scary at times, but I am so happy with how things have turned out. Through it all, I think I'm really proud of myself because I always remained true to who I was, even through the times where I, you know, in the beginning, trying to be someone different to fit in, I always found my way back to myself, which I am just so proud of myself for doing. And if you're watching this and you can relate, like, you should be so incredibly proud of yourself too. Anyways, I'm gonna stop talking because this video is long, but I hope that you guys enjoyed. Please make sure to subscribe and like this video. It really, really does help me out. And I will talk to you guys in my next one.